design process. Please don't you to fill in the blank engineering design process. So you are asked to use the sentences from this section to fill in the blanks here. Who can tell me what sentence do we use or identify? So, and also be ready to talk about your answer as well. Okay, pro. Identify the problem. Which sentence did you choose from the below section? Which sentence did you choose, pro? So, here, in identify the problem, which sentence did you choose from below? The last one, okay, read that out to me, please. Constraints. Okay, so let me put that in there for you. So, yes, pro, that's correct, good job. Who can tell me why before we do anything, why do we need to write down what the challenge is? Why do we need to figure out what the limits and constraints are before we go about designing? Hacker, good morning.
Good morning.
Hacker, why do you think we write down what the challenge is going to be before we start designing something?
If we don't know the challenge, what will we do?
Okay, we don't know what we're going to do. That's fair enough. Okay. What else? What else is it going to do? Why do you think it's important to know what the challenge, what the limits, what the constraints are before we start designing a product? Joey, yeah. Go ahead.
So we would not fall in that problem, and we can finish our thing faster.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to take that answer as a pretty good answer. Okay, so if we were to think about why we write down what the challenge is, if we think about why we're going to write down what the limits are, why we write down what the criteria are. Imagine I told you to build me a boat, okay? If I said, build me a boat, and you went, okay, I've got all these great ideas. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use some plastic. I'm going to use this. I'm going to make sure it's got a motor. I'm going to make sure I can push it with my hands. I'm going to make sure it can float on water. I'm going to make sure I can water ski in it. It's got all these fantastic ideas. And then I turn around and say, oh, the boat is only going to be 2 centimeters long. So making sure you understand what you're going to do before you do it. It's going to make sure, 1, you get it done, as Joey said. 2, you get it done the right way. 3, you don't waste your time doing and designing something which isn't going to work. And think about the limits and constraints. That's a big one here as well, right? Imagine you were told to, design a phone. So you design a phone, and then one of the constraints are that, oh, by the way, it can only be 2 inches by 6 inches long, and you design a phone that's 3 inches by 7 inches long. Well, then you didn't pay attention to what you were doing, right? Think about your homework. Think about doing a test. Imagine you went off and you did your homework and I did not explain to you what your homework was. You're going to do your homework wrong, right? So the whole point of taking the time before you start designing something and understanding, 1, what you're doing, 2, how you're going to do it, 3, what's going to help you do it, 4, what's going to stop you from doing it, and 5, what do I need to do with this? It's going to be a lot easier for you, right? So that's why we have criteria, constraints, limits, and that's why you take the time to ask the question about what you're going to do before you do it. Does everyone understand that idea? Lambi, do you understand that idea about taking the time to write out what the challenge is before you do something? What? Great answer. Talambi, do you understand why we write out what the challenge will be and what the limits and constraints are before we go ahead and actually design something? I just gave you 5. Okay, I just gave you 5 reasons to why you do it though. Yes, Han.
My internet house is like trouble, so can I leave the meeting for like a second and then I go back?
Yes, thank you very much for asking. I really appreciate that. Yes, Joey. Why once again, why is it so important?
Can I drink water?
Yeah, go for it. Have fun. Drink some water. Go crazy. So I'll say it one more time. Before you design a product or solution, you should write out what the challenge is going to be. What are you going to do? It's going to help you understand what you need to do. It's going to make sure you don't do it wrong. Writing down the limits and constraints. Again, that's the same thing. It's going to make sure you do not do something the wrong way. You want to make sure you do it right. Do those steps. Okay, let's look at the next one. Explore. Who can tell me what they put in there for explore? Raise your hands, please. Or I'm just going to choose someone.
Research what others have done. Discover what materials are available.
Yeah, available. Good job. Okay. So why do we think that that's important? Good job, Kimmy. That's the right answer. Why is it important to do research into what others have done? Let's try Cherry. Cherry, good morning. No, good morning, Cherry. No, Winter, you cannot have control of my content. Cherry. Okay, fine, no problem. Halong Bay. Halong Bay, Talam A, hello. Ah, dear me. Yes, Halong Bay.
Yes.
Ah, there we go. Hi. So, why is it important to do research? Okay, no problem. Let's go. Baldy, why is it important to do research? Why is it important to do research before you start designing a problem?
Because if you design first, you will know you don't know what you are doing.
Okay. I'll change that sentence to making sure you have the right information. Hun, why is it important to do some research beforehand?
Because we will know that who did before and did anybody do that and how maybe some information we can know about that one.
Yeah, okay. So I'll take, once again, I'll take the two of those answers. Okay, so we do research before we go ahead and start designing a product. One, to see if people have done it before. If people have done it before, maybe we can improve on it. And two, we need to make sure we know what we're doing. Like Hun and Bolly said, we want to have the right information before we do it. So again, it falls into that same line of be prepared. That whole idea. Do you understand what this word prepared means? It means ready to go. Everything is set up. You want to be as prepared as you can before you start designing something, so that you design it in the right way and you've got as much information as you possibly can about the issue. Okay, let's go for design. You can tell me what they put in there for design. Let's try, who we not spoke today? Pumpkin.
Design
Knowledge.
you just on it and to come up with many solutions. Choose one idea and draw or make a model of it.
Yeah, good job. Use, it's a long one. Use your knowledge. Okay, yeah. Why do you think we should come up with many ideas and not just one idea? Hun, into the wind.
You read the word draw wrong. It's supposed to be W, not E.
Well, I can't. I can't change it, unfortunately. So let's just say that E is actually a W. Very sorry. In the meantime, can someone please think of reasons why you would come up with many solutions?
Because if one of your solutions fails, you can try another solution.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So do not always say that, yeah, this is the one idea, this is going to work. Well, What if it doesn't? Right? What happens if that one fails? And you go, oh, I got to start all over again. I got to do more research. The more ideas you have to solve the problem, the easier it is to go back and say, okay, well, look, actually, let's try this. You've heard of the idea, plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. So if plan A doesn't work, you use plan B. Plan B doesn't work, you use plan C. Same idea, many solutions, many different ways to do it. Okay, let's go for create. Who can tell me what they wrote for create? Rosie, Noob, Lucy, can you put your cameras on, and you too, hon? Thank you. No, okay. Lucy, what did you write for create? Okay, Noob, what sentence did you choose for create? Did you do this at home?
Describe the challenge.
We've done that one. So what do we have left? Yes. Winter.
I think it is make your solution.
Yeah, I think you're right too. So make the solution. So you've done all this work, right? You've described exactly what it is. You have done your research. You've written out many plans. You've got loads of ideas about what you want to do. Now it's time to make your solution. So we've done identify the problem. We've explored, designed. Now we've made it. We've actually come to the time when we've gone, right, this is good. We've made it. We know what we're doing. Now, what next? What comes next?
Solution.
Yeah, test your solution. Exactly. So now you've done all this work. You've done all this research. You figured out exactly what you want to do. You've got all these plans. It's time to test it. It's time to figure out, does it actually work? And testing is something we're going to talk about. We might not get to it today, but we'll definitely talk about it soon. And when we get back to class, testing is something we're going to do a lot of because there's lots of different types of tests we can do. Okay, yeah, good job, Trixie. And then last one, make it better.
I want to have a rabbit ear.
Okay, that's fine. So, Cherry with the rabbit ears, can you please help me with what is the last one for make it better? Yeah, good job. So, evaluate means to test, okay? So if I spoke to you about, oh, we're going to do a test next week, and I could also say it is an evaluation of how you have done and how much you have learned in the last chapter. So a test is an evaluation of a subject. What do you think are some things that you would evaluate on a product or a machine or something you design? What kind of tests would you do?
I want to test because I want to test if it's hard or not hard for me to like sit on it or stand on it.
So could you not test it by sitting on it? Why do you have to throw it around the room?
I want
surely if you want to test how to sit on it, you could just sit on it. I don't think throwing it around the room is gonna help you.
No, but I want to throw it all around to test
You want to?
the hard it is.
Okay, so to see if it works as a weapon.
Yep.
Okay, right. Do you know what, Rosie? I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you about the weapon idea, but I suppose a way you could test the chair is to pick it up and to throw it around the room. I am in no way allowing or imploring or asking any of you to pick up a chair and to throw it around the room, but I guess it's not a half bad idea. It's not the worst idea I've ever heard, Rosie. Okay. Sorry, that's just the idea of just all of you sitting in the classroom throwing chairs at each other is really funny. Who can give me another test that you would do on a chair? So we already can throw it around the room to see if it's hard. Okay, yeah, so get a dog to attack your chair to see if the chair can hold up to dog attack. That's a fair test. Dogs are dangerous. Yes, Winter?
I think I will test the chair.
Okay. How quickly does this go on fire? So there's a guy sitting there with a lighter or some kind of flamethrower, and he just has all this random household items, and he just gets to set them all on fire. and times how long it takes them to actually burn to nothing. I'd say that's actually a real test. Baldy, tell me another type of test. I would say you're on the right idea. I would not say that you would jump on it. You would definitely get people to sit on it, because, you know, what's a chair for? It's for sitting. You're going to test what the chair is actually doing, right? But you are right. I think you're right in the sense that it's going to test the weight. What I'm going to do is, this was part of, okay, lovely. So you got two sets of headphones, right? You got big ones, you got little ones. What are some tests you could do for big headphones and little headphones? Hun.
I will throw the big headphone to the ground or to the first floor of my house. I will, for the little headphone, I will hear it hear clearly, and then it like I will throw it again. So if they hard to.
Why do all of you, the first test that you want to do with any item is to just start throwing it? Why do you all just want to? Why do you all just want to throw things? What's wrong with you all?
Because
So we take what you said, and I'm going to take the bits of it which are the good bits of information. Okay. So, Hun, the bits of the information that made sense were not the throwing bit, because the throwing bit doesn't make sense. I don't understand why you're going to throw headphones.
to make sure that they will be
But
hard.
you said that you were going. Okay, I'm going to take the bits of information which you said were good. Okay, so you said that you're going to try test one set of headphones. You're going to throw it. Fine, whatever. You're going to throw the headphones. You're going to take the other headphones. Fine, you're going to throw the headphones. In this sense, what you have said is a fair test. Okay, if you said that you're going to throw some headphones from the balcony, see how hard they are. You're going to throw another pair of headphones from the balcony to see how hard they are. That is a fair test, okay? At least you are testing things in the same manner.
No, but before I throw it, I would hear it. Like I will open the music and I would try to hear it. If it hear clearly and with no problem, I will not throw it. But if they have problem with the headphone, I will throw it away.
Yeah, I know, but we're testing them, right? We are testing them. We don't want to throw them away if they don't work. We want to see exactly what is wrong with them, okay? So if you cannot hear from them, well, then your test is not very good, right? You're not going to just throw them away because you can't hear from them. You're going to say, okay, right, why can't I hear from them? What is it that I can do to make sure I can hear from them the next time? Okay? So who can give me another test that you would do on a pair of headphones, and two different headphones? Who can tell me another test? Who can tell me something they would do to test some headphones? And they're different headphones. No, Hun, I don't want to hear about you throwing headphones out to the balcony anymore. I'm going to give you this as your homework. I'm going to pose you some questions about things that you can test. I want you to write out the way you would test it and also why you would test it. So, for example, to show you exactly what I mean. We're going to run out of time. So what I'll do is I'll send you a Google form with an explanation about what I want you to do for your homework. I'll give you a question. I'll tell you two things we want to test. I want you to tell me the way you would test them and why you are going to test them that way. Okay, does anyone have any questions quickly? No. Okay, everyone, goodbye. Thank you. See you later. Have a great day. Bye, 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 bye.